in my coat. I'm out the road, feel like I'm Batman. Yeah, damn, what? Smart element.
Welcome everybody to episode 5 of the Nosebleed Podcast, aka the Joshua Palmer episode.
Yep, Josh Palmer, number 5.
And so this guy was born 11 months, 49 years to the day the Chargers were founded.
San Diego Superchargers.
San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Chargers, San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Chargers.
And we have him on the episode, and we talked briefly before the episode started. Biggest fan, I'm assuming. But we have some good questions going on along for my boy named Johnny. So Johnny, talk to me, man. So what made you a Chargers fan?
Well, I was born in San Diego. My dad was stationed in San Diego on the naval base. And, you know, he was a Giants fan originally. So they're my second favorite team. They're my favorite NFC team. My dream is the Giants-Chargers Super Bowl, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, once you all get a new quarterback. But yeah, so I was born in San Diego. I lived there for a little bit. Then I moved around a lot. But really, you know, I lived in the San Diego, Santa Barbara area, like Southern California for the main part of my life. And then when the Chargers moved to Santa Barbara, or to LA, the same year I moved to Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of moved with them. We got season tickets once we moved to Santa Barbara. And, you know, we've just been huge fans ever since. And my dad really became a big fan around 2006 when LT and Antonio Gates, Philip Rivers, you know.
Oh, so your dad was the... Hey, notice this. His dad was the curse for the Giants this whole time. As soon as he goes, well, then again, he probably was there from the first 2 Super Bowls, but he leaves in 06. We win in 07, just saying.
Well, I mean, he didn't become a Chargers fan in 06, but that's when we started, like, appreciating them as probably secondary team. After that, probably around 2015, he was kind of even with the Chargers and Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I became, like, as big of a fan as I am, he just matched my level. And I think he's a bigger Chargers fan than I am. He doesn't think so, but I do. And so he's got so much knowledge on it, and, you know, he's a good fan.
Okay.
You know, I try to get him to audition for NFL Fan of the Year, or at least the Chargers one.
Yeah.
And that's my dream. I want to do that when I'm 18, but I can't do that when I'm young.
The thing is, I saw a photo with your mom showed me where you had like the hat, looked like a Santa hat, the Charger chain, the pajamas, the jersey. I was like, oh my God, I have a photo similar to that actually. But it doesn't have the chain, the hat. I have that similar type of thing, but I'm in my house. You're like, what, on the sideline of a game?
Yeah, so my mom, like, we showed up, and it was just me and my mom. My dad didn't actually go to that game. It was the Broncos game, the one where Justin Herbert broke his other finger in Week 14 last season.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom surprised me, and we got on the field, and that was super exciting, and it was an awesome time. I met Khalil Mack, and
What number?
52. Of course, obviously. That was my dad's number when he played football, too.
This is going to be a tough episode for those numbers.
It's going to be hard to stump me.
I got you.
You know, I met Austin Johnson. He actually
played for the Giants.
Number 98. So I don't know if he was 98 for the Giants, but he was for the Chargers.
This is going to be tough.
Yeah, he was nice. I took a picture with him. I met our old defensive coordinator, Derek Ansley, and, you know.
How do you feel about him?
I'm glad we have a new defensive coordinator. I'll just say that. But I feel like it was kind of hard for him to succeed in Brandon Staley's scheme. Like, it just wasn't working out. And that was actually Brandon Staley's last home game, which makes
the Broncos game?
Yeah, the Broncos game.
Didn't y'all get beat like bad on that game or something like that, or was it?
So it was, we were winning, and then Justin got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt in Week 4 versus the Raiders, but then he made that clutch throw to Joshua Palmer, 52 yards, and then got us a win in that one.
Let him.
But we were winning 24-3 at halftime in the Raiders game, and then he got hurt and things started to go downhill. But he still got us a win there. And then we go 10 weeks later, and we're at home. Broncos. We were wearing our royal blue uniforms that game, so not these, but the other alternate. And we're 2-1 in our career with those. But we were marching down the field, and Justin rolls out, throws the ball. It was a completion, but he broke his right middle finger on that throw, and we saw him go to the sidelines, and it was like, ooh, what's happening here? Because in his entire career, Justin missed one snap up to that point due to injury. Like, he's gotten taken out when it's a blowout or whatever, and when we're winning big. It happened against the Rams and Texans.
I'm trying to find out how you remember the exact same. I can't remember when my boys got hurt. Goodness, I remember Daniel Jones got hurt against the Cowboys, and he got hurt against the Raiders, and he got hurt against Arizona or maybe Seattle. That's I do know.
Yeah, you know your stuff.
And
yeah.
so when it comes to Brandon Staley, talk to me about Brandon Staley. What was your favorite moment with Brandon Staley? What was your worst moment with Brandon Staley?
So at the end of the 2022 season, we're going up against a stretch that was make or break for our season, right? We're 6-6. There's 5 games left in the season, and we have Dolphins, which is, by the way, do you know who Emmanuel Acho is?
I do.
He's my Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley's right here. Emmanuel Acho's right here. They're not my favorite, but Emmanuel Acho is talking poorly about Justin, calling him a social media quarterback or whatever because he only makes good throws but doesn't win games.
Justin Herbert is a social media quarterback.
Social media quarterback.
Social media quarterback.
Like, fun stat: in any game where the Chargers have given up less than 20 points, Justin Herbert's 17-0. So, give him an actual good defense, then we'd be chilling. Because the best defense in the league last year averaged 19.2 points. So if you give Justin Herbert the best defense in the league last year, according to his career so far, he should have gone 17-0. So, people talk so poorly about Justin, but he's an incredible quarterback, and I'm very excited for this upcoming season. And really, this sounds so weird, but what I really want is I want week 1 we go out against the Raiders. Yeah, we go against the Raiders week 1. And honestly, it sounds kind of odd, but what I really hope for that game is Justin just kind of has a bad game. He has 145 yards, 1 touchdown, maybe 1 interception, but we still win, because that to me is going to show that Justin doesn't have to carry us anymore like he has the last 4 years. I mean, we have the most points out of any team in the league over the last. We have the most points for any team in a quarterback's first 4 years in NFL history. I don't know if I'm articulating myself well, but of any quarterback in their first 4 years, Justin has put up the most points, but our defense has given up the most points.
Yeah.
So we're in a negative point differential, even though Justin has put up 1,450 something points in his career so far, which is incredible. So I'm just excited to get him an actual defense. We've got Jesse Minter coming over from Michigan, so we'll have a real defensive scheme.
Who's that?
I mean, he was their
the
defensive
coordinator for Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, with John.
Mm-hmm.
He's with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, he was with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. We also brought over their strength and conditioning coach, who's awesome. He's got a big contract to come work for us. But he did an interview about probably 2 months ago now, and he was just talking about when Jim called him to tell him to come over to the Chargers. He said yes within 5 minutes and wasn't even a conversation. He was just he told his wife, "You good with this?" And she was like, "Yep." So they moved out to LA, and now we got Ben Herbert as our strength and conditioning coach. No relation to Justin.
Okay.
And I'm very excited about him.
Okay. So talk to me. What was your favorite moment as a fan? You were not one. I want one when you're alive and one when you were at home.
Okay. So my favorite when I was live was 2022 Dolphins game, week 15, 2022, December. And Justin's getting a lot of flack. We go out there and people are comparing him to Tua, which, this no disrespect. It's stupid. All these Dolphins fans are just annoyed that they took him 1 pick before Justin.
Uncle Christopher.
Anyways, they all hate on Justin, but he's so good. And then, so Justin in the first half goes out, throws for I think it was about 250 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks, crazy pass rating. And Tua had 22 yards, 2 completions on 13 attempts.
That sounds like a Pro Bowl quarterback to me.
Yeah, he's nothing special, especially not in December, January.
Yeah.
I think he's a mediocre quarterback. I think it's overhyped. But I don't know. And also keep in mind, he did nothing before. And you gotta look at quarterbacks when they're their worst, right? This is what Colin Cowherd says, and I don't agree with all of his things, but I agree with some of them.
Colin
and this
is a little off.
Yeah, this is one of the things I do agree with. You gotta look at quarterbacks when they're in their worst situation, and that's how I like to compare him. And Tua, he's struggled a lot. He did well last year, but it's got a lot around him. He's got a lot to succeed with, an offensive-minded head coach, all these things that, give Justin Herbert.
And he might be good.
Might break the passing record. But we go into that 4-game stretch. Justin wins 4 games in a row, and our defense actually did really well, I think. And me and my dad were kind of excited about Brandon at that point. We were like, maybe he's starting to do something. Maybe they're finally starting to get his defense. Maybe this is going well. And then he did this weird thing where week 18, we're already clinched the 5th seed. Even if we lose, we're 5th. Even if we win, we're 5th seed. Like, nothing can happen. And we go into Broncos Mile High Stadium, and he, does the weirdest thing. He plays some of our players, not all of them. It was in the first quarter. It was like a schedule, like a rotation. That was weird because it's like either just play the players or sit them. Either way, you're making a definitive decision. Mike Williams fractured his back, and we didn't have him for the wild card versus the Jaguars.
I remember.
And so it's just like, what are we doing? Like, what is this coaching decision? So we go into the Jaguars, 27 in the first half, and then we go into running the ball, and numerous different mistakes happen. And, because Mike Williams wasn't there, we got guys like Michael Bandy on the field who are fumbling the ball left and right. And
no idea who that guy is.
Number 83 only was on our team in 2022, got called up for the Falcons game off the practice squad, but he's not,
Yeah, he's not the best.
And so we call a jet sweep on 4th and 1 to Michael Bandy, and he fumbles it. And that's how they really got back into the game. And it's just unfortunate things like this. But remember, at halftime, I was watching this game in my house because it was in Jacksonville, January 14th, 2023. And my dad he's just sitting there like this, and I'm next to him on the couch. My mom's like, what are you guys mad about? We're crushing them. Because it was 27-7 at halftime. And me and my dad both knew at that time, we were like, neither of us had a good feeling about it. Knowing the Chargers and what happened back in 2006. All of these things. It's been a rough time.
That was your best moment or your worst moment?
Well, that was probably my worst moment.
Okay.
27-0 was my worst moment, but my best moment was 5 weeks earlier. In LA when I was at that game live with my dad. When Tua really.
Oh, so the Dolphins was your best game, and then the Jaguars was the worst game.
Yeah.
That's the game that came back.
Yeah. So it was 27-0, and then ended up 31-30. But we didn't really give Justin the ball to throw in the second half. We were just trying to run the clock out. But when Austin Eckler's averaging 1 yard per carry in the second half, it doesn't really work out.
It doesn't. Speaking of Austin Eckler, who was your favorite Charger of all time?
All time, I mean, listen. It's for me personally, and this is probably because I'm younger, I love Justin Herbert. Justin Patrick Herbert is, he's my guy. But, talking to someone who isn't currently on the roster, someone I wanted, if I could see someone play, it would be LT. And
Caldwell in motion, toss to Tomlinson. He has some daylight. One man to beat. Down the sidelines at the 50. We might learn it before then. 20, and he's tackled from behind.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say Keenan Allen. Okay.
No. Well, I mean, I've seen Keenan play a bunch because he was on our team for 13 years and just left back in March 14th. I remember I was at the rodeo and I got this notification on my phone, and I'm like, trade to the Bears?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't too mad about it because we knew that there's going to be a high chance that there's at least going to be one of the two wide receivers gone, and he wanted both of them gone. He wanted to cut the cap, make room to.
Oh, Mike Williams is on the Jets, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on the Jets now.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm not mad about it. Some people who are Chargers haters are just like, you don't have any receivers. I'm like, I looked back at the last 15 Super Bowls, and we deduced that there's probably 3 Super Bowl winning teams over the last 15 years that had an elite wide receiver core. The rest, they were.
That is actually facts.
It's not. Yeah, it's it's overlooked. They help a lot, but you don't need them to win. You need an offensive line.
That's facts.
Every single one of those teams has had a good offensive line. I mean, look at the Chiefs last year. They had a crazy offensive line and a crazy defense.
Yep.
What we did do was we retained our 2 edge rushers, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. We let the receivers go, but it's how Jim wants to play this. It's how we win Super Bowls. Jim's had way more success than Chargers themselves. I mean, since 2012, since he entered the league in 2012, Jim Harbaugh in 4 years has what I think it was 8 playoff wins, and the Chargers have 2.
So he knows how to turn it around a little bit.
So he's a culture creator, and that's what we need because our culture right now is chargering it and choking.
No.
Which is not.
Who is your favorite non-Charger that you never play for the Chargers?
Oh, it's a tough one.
I know it's gonna be a tough one. You live, breathe, and sleep Chargers. Yes.
I mean,
you cannot say someone who played for the Chargers either.
Okay. All time or just current?
It can be all time. You can pick anybody.
Anybody. I would probably
Patrick Mahomes because he's a Chief.
Definitely not. No one who played for the Raiders, Chiefs, or Broncos. That's for sure. Actually, hold on. I'm actually gonna take back my statement because I have my answer, and it's tied. I really like Eli and Peyton Manning. I do. I didn't like Peyton when he was on the Broncos.
Warms my heart.
Yeah, I mean, because Giants, but also I've seen both their shows on ESPN Plus. I don't know if you've seen them, but it's Peyton's Places and Eli's Places.
Yeah.
And also, they're just great personalities and someone I wish I could have watched play more. I feel like I wish I was born about 6 years earlier. That way, I could have seen more of the old generation in the NFL.
You don't need to because like I said, you were born 11 months and 49 years since they found it. So
exactly,
hey, it's a good. It was faith. Well, if you were 1 month later, then it would have been faith. Exactly.
50 years on the dot.
50 years
that would have been so cool.
You said some names earlier, like Michael Bandy and not Austin Johnson, because I didn't really blow my mind. But give me 2 players that would blow my mind that played for you guys and was actually good.
Okay. So last year we had this guy named Dean Marlowe who.
Yes.
Do you know him?
Madden safety.
Exactly. Okay, you know your stuff. He actually was kind of a sleeper, and he was good for us. One person who we picked up off waivers last year who worked out for us as a blocking tight end, nothing more, was Nick Vannett. We took him from the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind that. But one of my favorite, just like non-superstars that we've had on our team was Sebastian Joseph Day.
Was that a lineman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Defensive interior lineman. He played with Brandon Staley on the Rams, and he came over to the Chargers and then went to the 49ers. I forget what team he's on now, but he just signed with a new team. Oh, also another guy I really like, Braden Fajoko. He played for the Chargers.
No idea.
Interior defensive lineman. He was a really funny guy, and he actually did well for us. Then we let him go to the Steelers because we didn't want to re-sign him. We re-signed Morgan Fox instead, which I was happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like his personality. I liked the guy he was, for the locker room. He was funny. There's a video that the Chargers posted that was, they were asking the guys on their team, who would you not want to have a Thanksgiving dinner?
DC, help me out. Braden Fajoko, he's going to eat all the food.
Braden Fajoko.
Braden Fajoko.
Oh, you kind of hit me with a tough one here. I'm not going to say any of the D linemen because those guys are my brothers. Braden Fajoko.
Bray.
Tom, one guy you don't want to have at your Thanksgiving dinner table.
Oh, Braden Fajoko, duh.
He's eating everything.
He's a chatter.
He's going to be like, hey, can I get seconds? Can I get that? Like, bro, I actually wanted to bring at the table so I could laugh, bro. That's why I ain't say him.
Braden Fajoko. Yeah, for sure. Look at him. Look at his gut. It's my dog, though.
And
They all
was
said
the number
Braden.
one guy?
Yeah.
What's up, man? And so, your outlook going into the season, right? You guys picked up. Who did you guys pick up this offseason? Can you list them all in?
I mean, pretty much. We got Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins, which,
Ground and pound.
whatever. But yeah, exactly. It's what Jim wants.
Who else?
We got Bradley Bozeman, the center. He played for the Ravens.
What number is he? I would have stumped you on that.
No, I think it's 58. I think it is 58.
It ain't 58. I think it's 74.
We'll look this up after our podcast. I think it's 58, but we'll see.
Oh, man.
He's a new addition. I got to see him on the field, and then usually what I do is probably in this next week, actually, before training camp starts, after minicamp, I'll go through everyone who's potentially going to be on the roster, and I'll memorize their number and just like who they are.
Okay, let's see. I got little numbers right here.
All right.
Let me get my numbers in. So, speaking of numbers, who is number 71?
Ooh, for the Chargers. So Storm Norton a few years back. Right now,
One is offense, one is defense. This is the offensive guy.
there's 2 71s?
Mm-mm.
Oh, got it. So yeah, this is offensive. Not Zion. It's going to be an offensive lineman, so I'm just going to. I don't think it's Foster Sorrell. It's not Trey Pipkins. It's not. Will Clapp's on our team anymore. It's not Rashawn, obviously, not Jamari. I'm going to go throw out Foster Sorrell.
Woo! I am 1-0.
Who was it?
Jordan McFadden. Yes. Now,
Fifth round pick out of Clemson in the 2023 NFL Draft. I forgot that. That's not a good look.
Let's go. And then who is number 94?
94 on the defense would be. Oh, I need to think. Oh my gosh. I should have done my memorization before I came on the podcast.
You should.
But 94 for defense. It's going to be an interior defensive lineman, probably. What are we looking at? It's not Morgan. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. I guess I'll just
Give me your best guess.
throw out some random CJ Koye.
Oh my God. Thank God I didn't do that. It's not him. It's Chris Rump. CJ Koye is number 69. That's who I was going to pick because of the last episode. I was like,
The Nigerian Nightmare.
you know what? I feel like he's going to know that. Chris Rump. Which college did he go to? Where was he drafted?
Oh, Chris Rump. Oh, you're stumping me with these questions, and I'm not happy
Honestly,
about it. What would Justin Herbert do, WWJHD. That's what my science teacher told me one time, because I don't like doing dissections in science class, but Justin Herbert was a major in biology with a 4.01 GPA in Oregon. And so my science teacher was like, what would Justin Herbert do? And that helped,
Seriously?
Yeah.
At least, honestly, no bias against the Chargers. Love the Chargers.
Mhm.
And for what they've done for the Giants franchise by giving us Eli Manning.
Why don't you want to play for the Chargers?
We're not really giving details right now. We just we've made our decision, and that's what we're sticking to.
Who's influenced you the most?
Just it's not really an influence. This is my decision. It was, I wanted to do this. I was not, told to do this. We talked about it, and I thought it was the best idea, so I went with it.
The Chargers call your name when I talk to you after the pick. Will you be wearing a Chargers hat?
But I've watched the Chargers for so long, and I've watched Phillip Rivers do almost the complete opposite of when it comes to being clutch sometimes, only because I've seen him like in big game situations. Like I would be all right, cool. I'm watching the game. I'm watching Phillip Rivers do his thing, and then he just throws the one ball that he'll throw his worst ball of the day in the fourth quarter. It bothered me all the time.
Tries that under move. Rivers steps up to the end zone. Oh no! Intercepted by Sorensen. Fourth interception thrown by Rivers.
And so, question: so Eli Manning came over to the Giants when 2004 with the Phillip Rivers thing, and I don't know if you saw the old episode, but Justin Herbert was supposed to be a Giant as well, only because of his big brother. His big brother came in and he played in his senior year with the tight end. I think his brother was a tight end.
Well, so both of his brothers were tight ends, but one of them played D1, one of them played D2.
I think one of them played at Oregon.
The younger one, Mitchell, plays at Oregon. And the older one, Patrick, played at it was some D2 college, I think.
But our coach at the time, Pat Shermer, he liked Justin Herbert coming up the draft, and then Justin Herbert stayed his senior year, which was going to be Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, and then we took this guy.
I remember Justin Herbert going into the 2019 NFL draft. He was going to be the number 1 or 2 overall pick, but then he played, and he still played well at Oregon, but it was just a stronger quarterback class.
Yeah.
So
that's why he fell. And
so I fell number 6, and I'm so glad he did.
I'm kind of mad that he did, because we're stuck with him, and you're stuck with him.
Oh my gosh, your team would be good right now, Justin.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah. But you took Daniel the year before instead.
Don't remind me.
Oh. Was that number 5 or number 6? I think it was number 6.
It's number 6.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And you see how I feel.
Yeah.
And so
I don't know. Daniel, it sucks I root for him, but I don't see it.
I don't see it either. And you guys drafted before us. Speaking of the draft, you guys drafted before us this time. Y'all guys drafted Joe Alt out of Notre Dame.
Yeah. Yeah. And wait, which is that? Hold on. Is that? Oh, that's a Daniel Jones jersey. For some reason, I don't know why.
I thought it was Malik Neighbors.
Well, for a second, because I was like number 8. I was like,
he's number 9.
Yeah, he's number 9 for you guys. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, Malik Neighbors. I was very much going into the draft. I was like, Marv falls, you take Marv. If Marv doesn't fall, you're either trading back, you're taking Joe, or you're taking Malik. I wanted one of those three. Got one of those three, and I'm happy. Overall, like, I did a lot of research on these guys before the draft, and when you're sitting at 5, especially in a loaded offensive draft class like we were in, like, it's hard to go wrong.
Especially because you guys took Ladd McConkey, I think, later on, which was one of my favorites.
Super excited. I thought he was going to go to the Chiefs at number 32, and I was a little worried about it. That's what I had in my mock draft. But
You're not worried that they got Xavier Worthy?
No.
Okay.
Xavier Worthy. So one of my favorite, a podcast I listen to a lot.
Keep talking.
Podcast that I listen to a lot is the NFL Stock Exchange, and they talk a lot about draft prospects. And one thing that they said that I thought was really interesting is, don't count a trait twice. When he ran his 4.21 40-yard dash, everyone was like, oh, this guy's going to be crazy. He's got the speed. But that's the whole reason he went in the first round. Can't catch very well. I don't think he's going to be that great. I don't know. I mean, he's fast, but plenty of guys are fast. We took Darius Davis in the 4th round last year, ran 23.6 miles per hour in 2022, which was the fastest of any college or pro player. But, he's an awesome punt returner. He was second team All-Pro and All-Rookie team last year. He had the most returning yards and touchdown. Well, tied for most touchdowns of any punt returner. But, as a wide receiver,
he does.
Right. And, he's got crazy speed. Now, Xavier Worthy is a better wide receiver prospect than he was by a landslide, but I just don't see it. I think that,
So I know for a fact this is the question I'm going to get from Derek.
Mm-hmm.
If you think Xavier Worthy isn't a good wide receiver, how do you feel about Quentin Johnston?
Quentin Johnson. So I look at Quentin and I see problems for sure. But one thing he does really well is drop his weight, and for his size,
he dropped the ball. I'm like,
oh, no, he drops the ball well and he drops his weight well. But for his size, it's hard for a guy to do. And when Tom Telesco, our old GM, he likes big wide receivers. Now, kind of had a feeling going into the draft, and we might ever we're probably gonna take Quentin Johnson. I remember driving through this gas station on our way to our house on the night of the draft. I had some sort of practice, I think, and my dad was like, I think we're going to take Quentin Johnson. I was like, you do? I think there's a chance, but I'm not 100% sure. And then we ended up taking him. And, he struggled, but there were some bright spots, I guess. I try to look on the bright side, but also, I look at Quentin, and he, like I said, he drops his weight so well for a person his size. And he's got the athleticism to be like, well, you get him training.
Mm-hmm.
You get him the right coaching, which we drafted Brendan Rice in the 7th round, which
yes.
His dad said
what number is he?
He's number 82.
Right,
his dad wanted him to be his dad wants to be part of the part of the training process. He said because he was mad that his son fell to the 7th round. Which, listen, my best friend's dad, he works for the Falcons now. He pass game coordinator. He's awesome. And I was talking to him about Brendan Rice, and he said I don't know if he's a great wide receiver prospect. And I was like, he might not be, and that's probably why he fell to the 7th round.
Seriously.
But when we have 2 7th round picks and we spend one of them on, it's like at the end of the day, he might not be a great wide receiver prospect, but he's Jerry Rice's son, and we get knowledge like that in the building, which is so helpful for Quentin Johnson. I would have spent that 7th round pick on that just for Quentin, because who better to help Quentin, learn than
Jerry Rice
himself. But also, I think Quinn has the athleticism and traits to be good eventually. He just needs to unlock it. And will he? I don't know, but I think he can. For sure.
Okay. And so, Chargers, right? Mm-hmm. You guys are known for the Pop-Tart schedule release, right?
Oh, social media team best in the league.
I believe so. I honestly believe so. I think you guys had what was the year? This year they had the Chiefs in the kitchen.
Oh, that was Harrison Butker. So
yeah.
But yeah, we had we did the Sims schedule release. We did the Sims schedule release this year, which was it got high praise from me and from everyone. But it was awesome, and one of the things at the end was Harrison Butker just cooking and cleaning and stuff.
So, question to you. So I'm gonna ask you the schedule, right? Mm-hmm. But I want you to tell me the schedule before I even ask you.
All right. So Raiders week 1. Then week 2 we go to Pittsburgh, and then we go to Carolina. Then 3rd week we go to Pittsburgh, and we come back home for week 4 against the Chiefs. And then after week 4 we have our week 5 bye, same as last year. We played the Cowboys in week 6 last year, but this year we play the Broncos in week 6. And then after week 6 we go and we play the Cardinals on Monday Night Football week 7. And then week 8 we have the Saints. And then week 9 we have the this is one I stay forgetting. Wait, week 9 is this is the Browns. And week 9's Browns, 10 is the Titans. Week 11 should be the Bengals, 12 is the Ravens, 13 would be the Falcons. I'm going to that game in Atlanta. I'm very excited. Get to see my friend Jack who just moved. And then week 14 we got the Buccaneers.
Oh
No. Buccaneers is week 15. Week 14 we have the Broncos again. Or no.
It's a division rival.
Oh, it's Chiefs again. Chiefs in Arrowhead week 14. 15 is the Buccaneers. 16 should be the Broncos. 17 Patriots. 18 Raiders.
Woo!
Did I get that right? Most of it?
Yeah.
All right. I got it.
So tell me, week 1, Raiders. Just give me win or loss.
Oh, win.
Okay. Week 2, Panthers.
63-21.
63-21?
That's how they beat us.
Oh.
And also, this is one of the things I like to say. People who, doubt Justin Herbert and how much he actually leads this team and carries it. We played the Raiders twice last season, and that was the only game Brandon Staley ever played without Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Was it when we lost 63-21?
Yeah.
And they had 4 defensive touchdowns.
Who was the quarterback? Easton Stick?
So I look at this, and I'm looking at halftime in week 4 when we played them, and halftime in week 15 when we played them. Week 4 we were winning 24-3. This is with Justin. Week 15 we were down 42-0. It's a 63-point swing. Wait, what is it? So 63-point swing.
Okay.
With Justin, guy's a valuable person to have.
He's a valuable person to have. So you think you're beating the Raiders for week 1?
Yeah. In Jim Harbaugh's first game, home opener, it's going to be electric. There's, for the first time, going to be the majority Chargers fans there, I think. And I think we're going to beat them. I think we're ready.
The Panthers.
We'll beat the Panthers.
At the Steelers. 3-0.
Yeah.
Versus Red Kingdom.
Okay, so are we doing so me and my dad, we have a bunch of rules as a fan, right? And our rule number 1, what we always say is always stay delusional. And so, my always stay delusional self is I'm saying we're going 17-0. But if I'm being realistic here, I think we lose to the Chiefs in LA. I do.
Okay.
I don't think we're starting off 4-0, but I think we do start off 3-1, and then we go into our bye week.
Okay, and then at the Broncos.
Broncos, I think this is our home Broncos game.
Yeah. At Broncos.
This is at Broncos. Okay, I still think we win, though.
Okay, so was that 5-1?
I think they're going to have Zach Wilson starting. This is what I've seen. I don't know.
I saw that.
Zach Wilson or Jarrett Stidham. Either way, we're winning that game. Week 7,
at
Cardinals. It's a win.
Versus the Saints.
I think this is a win, but I think next. So I'll say win for the Saints.
Browns.
I think this is just a trap. I think that's a game. We
the Browns
lose.
a trap game.
Mm-hmm. I think we lose it.
So what's that?
So after 8 games, we're 6-2.
All right, Titans.
Win Titans.
7-2.
7-2. I do think we're 2-0 against Joe Burrow in his career, and that game is at home. I want to give it to us. I'll say
8-2.
We're going 8-2, but I sound delusional right now. But I just
wait. Let's say that again.
8-2 so far. I sound delusional.
Oh okay. Man!
Listen,
Alpha Condition's gonna be funny on Monday. It's gonna be funny on Monday.
Okay, and then I do think we lose to the Ravens week 12. John Harbaugh, and then now
what's that record?
So that puts us 8-3.
Okay, 8-3 at Falcons with your best friend Jake.
Jack. I think we win Falcon. I can't say we're going to lose to Jack now. So that puts us 9-3
at the Chiefs.
I think we lose that again, honestly. I think that we're going to go 4-2 in our division, and I think that we're going to lose
8-4
twice. I do. So yeah, that puts us at 8-4.
Buccaneers.
I also think that this could be a trap game. I think
8-5.
we've got a long stretch. I think we go 8-5 here after this.
Oh my God! All right, 9-6, 9-5, Broncos.
Win.
Yeah, 9-5.
Yeah.
At the Patriots.
I think we win that.
You don't think Drake May gonna drop the $1,000?
I love Drake May. I think he's gonna be the best quarterback in this draft class, but I don't think they're gonna be great right away because they have the quarterback. I think it's gonna be like the 2020 Chargers, where you're having a great. You got your franchise quarterback, but you still need to build the team around him more. So I think that's kind of what they're gonna be. They're gonna be like the 2020 Chargers, and they're gonna be an exciting team going into next year. But I don't think they have it this year.
Okay.
So I think we get the win there.
And then at the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
At the Raiders.
Win that. And I think a realistic range for our season is anywhere in between 9-8 and 12-5. I think that's our realistic range. Now, I have us at the top of that range. you can debate that, but I think that's where we're gonna end up, in between 9-8 and 12-5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to give me, because you really know your team, right?
I do.
So give me 3 weird stats about the Chargers. Because you gave me the one with the Justin Herbert. Well, you gave me one with the jersey. I think 3-0 with the jersey, and then you said Justin Herbert with 17 points or something like that.
Any game where the defense has given up less than 20, he's undefeated, 17-0. He's played 17 games where they've given up less, and which is a full season, and won every single one.
So that's one of them. Give me
Yeah.
another 2.
Justin Herbert has the second most comeback wins of any quarterback since he entered the league, only behind Patrick. So people say he's not clutch, but that's just not true.
Third.
And I have so many good options, because stats are my favorite thing. I love stats because I think that stats, especially like yards and stuff, they can tell you a lot about a quarterback. And I know some people only like to look at wins, but let's be frank, that's not. Daniel Jones has more playoff wins than Justin Herbert. Would you say he's a better quarterback?
No.
And then I think third stat that I would love to share would be that the Chargers are actually here's a fun fact. Chargers pay $1 rent in year to SoFi Stadium.
What?
So we didn't pay for SoFi Stadium. Steve Kroenke did, or Stan Kroenke, but we were forced to pay, and this is one of my favorite Chargers fun facts. We literally pay $1 a year in rent to be tenants of SoFi Stadium, the nicest stadium in the world. So.
Oh my God! Yeah. And now, lastly, show if you've got your phone case.
Oh yeah, Chargers phone case. Oh, Chargers phone case right here. Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, my boy, it was a pleasure, man.
Yeah,
we got to talk more sports, man. I got to bring him back on the episode because he is a Chargers fan.
I just got to brush up on my numbers and stuff. I'm gonna do that because
trust me, you won't get me. You won't. Trust me, I'll still find a way.